You played with LeBron, you coached LeBron. From the Lakers' perspective, if you are in their front office, if you're Jeannie Buss right now, what move did they need to make?
Well, first of all, I have to go out and find someone who's going to be able to build that roster, okay? That's going to be important going forward. And also, the coaching situation. We have to figure that out because going into the offseason, free agents need to know who's going to be in charge as far as the coach is concerned. And I think with a great coaching hire, if they decide to move on from Luke Walton, with LeBron James being there, I think they'll be able to attract free agents. Some people say they won't be able to get anybody, but I think with the right coach in place, with LeBron James and the expectations being what they are, you could get good free agents.
Well, D. Jones, before we talk coach, we got to talk president of basketball operations, which is a void that's wide open, and you got to hire somebody now. And I think it's somebody who's also not just available, but very, very well equipped. David Griffin. I would clean house. Pelinka, unfortunately, you got to go. Luke, you got to go. I'm bringing in David Griffin, and I'm handing him the keys. Now, the one thing I do appreciate from Jeannie Buss and the Lakers as a former player, D. Jones, you appreciate this too. They take care of their own.
Yeah.
If you have a say in the Lakers organization, you played there, you had success there, they bring you back and take care of you. And I'm not saying to stop doing that, but right now it's running your organization into the ground. Right. David Griffin is the guy to get the Lakers back, and in a short amount of time, and guess what, for the right price, he's very much available. And then you hire a coach, and then you build out from there. But Griff is objective enough in where he can come in with a clear lens, do a good job, and he's a student of the game. He can do his work.
Yeah, it feels like from a structural standpoint, they would have to start at the top. If you hire a coach without a new president or without making changes in the front office, that becomes difficult. You mentioned what's needed from the coach, Damon. What specifically does that resume look like as far as being able to attract free agents, which ultimately is super important for the Lakers right now?
Well, it's a couple things, and it's a guy that I know that's out there right now that checks all the boxes. He played in the NBA, won several championships with that said franchise, the Los Angeles Lakers, and he understands the game of basketball. He's won, okay? He has a championship as a coach, as a player, and I think free agents, they love that, to be able to come and play under a guy that played and also has won as a coach, and it gives them experience going forward.
You think you know who he's talking about?
I think I know who you're talking about. Who you talking about?
I'm talking about Tyronn Lue.
Listen.
That's who I'm talking about.
Well, I got two candidates, and Tyronn Lue is high on my list. I played for T. Lue twice in Boston and in L.A. He's going to tell it how it is. He's not going to sugarcoat it for LeBron, for anybody, and he's had success. He's won championships, and he knows L.A. I would not be mad at that. The second candidate, Mark Jackson. Why? Because the one thing we can't question with Mark Jackson is his results on the basketball court, winning and developing players. And those are two things that they need. And a guy who will have LeBron James' ear and respect. So LeBron don't need nobody to say, oh, LeBron, you're so this, you're so that. He needs somebody to tell him what to do. Get your butt back on defense, defend, crack back, do all the little things, and that's how they'll have success.
Well, I'm going to say this. In this game, it's about winning, okay? And the coach that I brought up has been to the finals every year that he's been the coach. And he won a championship in 2016. So anybody else outside of that, you could say whoever you want. I'm going with the guy that's going to get me there because the Los Angeles Lakers hadn't been in the playoffs in 6 years, and they have to restore and get back to what they're used to in their winning ways.
From a strategical standpoint, LeBron is older, and I saw creativity out of Tyronn Lue that put LeBron in several situations in order for him to be the best player that he could be, and you can't take away from the coaching job he did during that run.
Yeah, you've got to think that if we're talking about somebody who truly would attract free agents, because that's the other thing. Everybody talks about this. They say if the Lakers are going to be able to get anybody, it's like a second-tier free agent, maybe a Boogie Cousins, somebody like not these big names that are out there. They need the big names.
Players are smarter than ever now. We don't just make silly decisions. So the one thing, like I said, you got to start with the front office. You want to see stability there. And I'm not saying Mark Jackson or Ty Lue will be a big enough draw as you having a stable front office and all being okay. Because let's be honest, this year was arguably the worst year that I've ever seen in Laker history. Beyond the stats, because of the where the expectations were and where they ended up, as a Los Angeles native, I've never seen anything worse.
It was crazy, and hopefully it doesn't get crazier for them.